Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to look at the 8 common errors that can happen while you're filling the CAT form and how to avoid these errors. So let's get started. Now, the first error that can happen is with your name. So you have to ensure that you're entering the name exactly the way it appears on your 10th or SSC mark sheet. So don't deviate from the way it appears on your mark sheet. You have to enter it exactly in the same manner. The second thing that can happen is your personal details. So on personal details, essentially it means your date of birth, email address, and mobile number. So whatever details that you're entering, you have to enter them correctly. And once you enter them and you create your account, you won't be able to change these details. So the only way, in case, let's say, for example, you make a mistake, the only way in which you can rectify the situation is by creating a new account using a different email ID and mobile number. And that is why be very careful while you're entering your date of birth, email address, and mobile number. The third mistake that can happen is the calculation of your 10th and 12th percentage. Different boards have different systems of awarding the final percentage. It could be, let's say you have 6 subjects, but only 5 subjects are considered for giving your percentage. But you're not supposed to do that when you're entering it in the CAT form. So whatever subjects that you have on the mark sheet, you have to take total of all those subjects, and that is supposed to be entered on the CAT form. So irrespective of the regulation of the board where you have studied your 10th or 12th, you have to understand that you have to take the total of all the subjects that appear on your mark sheet and not do best of 5 or any other format that could be followed by your respective board. Let's look at the fourth mistake that can happen. So the CAT eligibility says that you have to be either in the final year of graduation or you have to be a graduate. Now, if you're in the final year of graduation, of course, you will select that I am appearing in the final year, and that is it. But if you're somebody who has appeared for the test this year, appeared for your final exam this year, but you have not got your result yet, it means that you have taken the exam, but the result is awaited. You will still have to select that you are appearing in the final year. And that is what you will select in your CAT form. Because you can't say my graduation is done because you have not yet received your marks. So what you are supposed to do is, whatever semester marks that you have so far, you are supposed to enter them in the CAT form. So the aggregate percentage up to the last mark statement, which is received from the university or the college, that is what you have to enter in your CAT form. The fifth error, which is the most common thing, is on the CGPA or grade conversion to percentage. Now the CAT form explicitly says that you have to use the conversion formula which is certified by your respective board or the university or the institution. Now, if your board or university or wherever you are studied, if they confirm that there is no scheme for converting CGPA or grade into equivalent marks or percentage, then you can use the general rule for converting CGPA, which is the CGPA that you have obtained divided by the maximum CGPA which is awarded by your board or university, and multiply that by 100 to calculate the percentage of marks. The calculation of work experience is the next area where there can be a mistake. So here what you have to do is you have to enter your work experience as on 31st July, and only full-time paid work experience after graduation is what is considered as WorkEx. So if you have done any sort of part-time work or project or internship or articleship, anything that you have done before you completed your graduation, that will not be considered. Or even after graduation, if you have done, let's say, some sort of part-time work or let's say a project, that will not be considered. So the bottom line is very simple. Only full-time paid experience after graduation is considered as WorkEx. So enter only that and ignore anything else that you might have done during your graduation days. Now, for those of you who belong to a reserved category or any disability, then you have to use the certificate or the pro forma which is provided on the CAT website. So for category certificate, which is for SC, ST, NC, OBC and EWS, on the CAT registration website, you have all the formats that are given to you. And even for the disability certificate, there are form 5, 6 and 7. You can go through these formats if these things are applicable to you and put the format accordingly. And lastly, the number 8 thing, which is the program selection. So we recommend applicants to apply to all the 20 IIMs and all the programs that are there. And you can refer to the list of the 20 IIMs and the PGB programs that are offered by them on the CAT 21 website. So in the No More section, there is information bulletin and you can go through it. What we have done is we have created a document which takes you through the detailed guidelines of filling the CAT form. And we have also made a detailed video on how do you go about performing the entire registration process. I hope you have seen that video, but in case you haven't, you can go through the document as well as go through the video to understand the entire registration process in depth so that you don't make any mistakes. I hope this video has helped and you have understood what are the mistakes that can happen and how to avoid them. I wish you guys all the best for your CAT preparation.